Yeah, you get it. You get it all right. Twice in 1 week. 2 episodes of Liquidate All Assets. I am Dan Dibley. I'm Dibs. Daryle, the Guru Johnson, joins us, of course, coming off Tuesday, Goo. We did the Bowl Spectacular, but today, episode 31. What do you got for me?
You know I'm from Union City. I love my city, and I'm going Roy Williams, James Logan's own Oklahoma Sooner, former Dallas Cowboy, ward number 31. So I'm going with the great Roy Williams.
Man, it's a shame. I was hoping that you were going to go with Reggie Miller in honor of Reggie being there, as he fell to number 3 all time in the 3-pointers. But it's your bit. I got to tip the cap to you, Goo.
Right on. And he was in my top 3, so I hope that makes you feel better.
It makes me feel great. Of course, this is Liquidate All Assets with Guru and Dibs, brought to you by Livermore Casino. Get in on the action at Livermore Casino in downtown Livermore on 1st Street, Tri-Valley's only poker destination, offering blackjack, 3-card poker, baccarat with no player collection. Enjoy their 24-hour gaming floor, full bar and restaurant with indoor and outdoor patio seating. Watch all your favorite games at Livermore Casino, open 7 days a week. Visit us at 3571 1st Street today in downtown Livermore on 1st Street. Livermore Casino, Tri-Valley's place to play. Please play responsibly. Well, Goo, we got a really weird weekend ahead. It starts tonight with Thursday Night Football. You've got COVID concerns.
Wow.
You've got cancellations. It's kind of a weird, like, boomerang week, Goo, as we're back in COVID land.
Yeah, and I remember speaking. I want to say hello to Michelle. She just joined us. She said hello to Dibs, Michelle Varay. But a year ago, Dibs, I was at home in my PJs doing the show with you and Steiny, and doesn't make me a bad person. I thought, with the vaccines, and I thought we were past this. I could make the argument this is going worse than it was when it first started in regard to the sports leagues.
A little bit, at least. We do have sports, though, continuing.
Yeah.
The NFL said the show must go on, and we'll have a look at the Cleveland game with their quarterback likely out coming up later here in the show. But first, Goo, let's start with a big one. It's tonight, 2 hours away, Thursday Night Football, Kansas City -3 at the LA Chargers with an over-under of 52.5.
Well, I'll tell you this. I have Patrick Mahomes in 4 of my fantasy leagues. Nobody cares. 0. Nada. I'm going to no playoffs, and it's all because of Mahomes. I really don't think they got their offense fixed. Justin Herbert, they bounced back last weekend. I'm taking the Chargers at home, and the story continues to be is what's wrong with Mahomes and that Kansas City Chiefs offense, which I think they've been figured out. My play, Chargers +3, Dibs.
I like it, Goo. You're going with the home dog, which makes a lot of sense. Mark Willard, my new partner, loves to talk about that home dog. And he's looking at that home dog as well. I see 52.5, and I see 2 of the best 5 quarterbacks in the National Football League. And I know I've been a big fan of the Thursday night under, but tonight is different. 2 very high-powered offenses. I'm going to play the over here, over 52.5. I think you're giving Patrick Mahomes a bit of a bad rap. He's having a better season overall. They're hot. The Chargers are great. I see this being a 35-30 kind of ball game, so I'm going to go over 52 in the hook.
This is what you asked for. I like it, Dibs, on a Thursday night clash. Again, the hunger's there. Both teams need it. And as you mentioned, 2 top 5, however you rank them, quarterbacks in our league.
Yeah, I just checked the line, and it's actually now 54.5. So I'm going to go over 54.5 anyway. I'm feeling it with this Thursday night game. I think this is going to be one of those games that we look at and we say, you know what, Thursday Night Football, you're all right with me. I'm actually going to adjust that down to 54. I checked an additional number. I'll take over 54, Goo, tonight on Thursday Night Football.
I love it. I like it. That was my second pick, but I just think the Chargers get this. We'll see Miss Bosa's brother, Joey, see what he can do on national TV. So I'm excited.
It should be fun, and that, of course, gets underway here in about 2 hours' time. But before that, we've got ourselves a little bit of an NBA slate, Goo. Thursday night NBA games. What do you like?
I like the New York Knicks. They haven't actually followed up their surprising season last year. It's been kind of ugly. We saw them, build a chimney against the Golden State Warriors. but it was a close game. They're on the road against, do I dare say, the surprising Houston Rockets. But I think the Rockets, who got smashed last night, they come back down to earth. I'm taking the Knicks on the road, Dibs, -4.5. I think the Knickerbockers get it done and win this game by 5.
Yep, I got it at 5 here on uwager.lv.
Okay.
Of course, the site that you turned me on to last year in the Super Bowl. So I'm going to give it to you at 5. And I'm going to play the under, Goo. I'm going to play under 216. And I think when you think about these teams, Houston coming back home, second half of a back-to-back, they probably won't be sharp. And the Knicks, they love them some defense. So I'm going to hope for a bit of an ugly kind of ball game. And I'm going to play under the 216.
I like that one, Dibs. I have another special for you. One more NBA game. It's the Wizards taking on the Phoenix Suns. And I watched the Wizards last night, actually lost the Wizards, against the Kings in Doug Christie's first game coaching in the NBA. Washington blew it, but I'm going to take your I'm going to steal your formula. I like the under here, 212. I think Phoenix is a tad bit tired. It'll be a defensive game. Washington back-to-back playing last night, as I just mentioned. So I like under 212.5 on this one, Dibs.
Okay, that's a good pick, and it's a pretty light slate of NBA. And, I wanted to play the Philadelphia-Brooklyn game, but before I make a play, I need to find out from Mock Rivers if he's available, just what Philadelphia has been doing lately, because I want to pick Philadelphia, but they're given 1.5 at Brooklyn. It's the marquee game coming up here in about an hour and change. It feels like the matchup is good for Philadelphia. Is Mock available?
Well, everybody's talking about the great Kevin Durant, and I get it, but we just beat Steph Curry and the Warriors on national TV. Give us a chance to respect my team, because I think we can get there. We'll show up in Brooklyn, Dibs.
That's a 4, and I'm going with Philly.
It's getting worse every time. It's really
it's getting better. It's really getting better. I think just the way you come out with the way you explode out. Andrew Verducci, I'm totally with you. So good, Guru. Yeah. Multiple ha-ha-has. I
try to do Mock Rivers, and then it turns into Dick Vitale. I don't know what's going on.
As long as you stay away from the PTP or Austin, baby, you can do whatever you want. Thank you, Mock. I'm going to go ahead and take Philadelphia, and let me confirm this. Yeah, they are favored. I'm going to take the money line, -125. Okay. Philly. That way, if they win by 1, I still win. So let me enter this into our. Yeah. By the way, you're coming off a 5-6 week. I was 6-4 last week as our December to remember records get underway.
I love that. I got to be better. I will be better. But what I'm excited about, and I tell the people tomorrow night, for shout out Ice Cube, Friday, the bowl season starts. Dibs, every day you and I will have something on the line. I love it.
We got $100 on it.
Yep.
Who does better? And, our head-to-head picks are going to be worth 2 points. I put this in the doc where you and I think we have 13 picks that are the same.
Right.
17 picks are head-to-head. So those will be double points. If you have one team and I have the other, or if you have the under and I have the over, those will be worth double points. And at the end of, obviously 1 point for a win, 0 points for a loss. And at the end of the bowl season, I'll owe you 100 or you'll owe me 100.
That out C note. Yeah.
I love it. Nothing like a crisp C note to keep those.
The blue type Dibs. Yeah. The new one.
Yeah. Exactly. I'll get you a crisp one. Hey, let's talk about the Warrior game against Boston coming up on Friday. What do you think about the Warriors, in kind of a come down game after Steph set the record?
It's almost like a rebirth, Dibs, because they were, I don't know how much credence you give to it. They were pressing, not defense, just on offense, everything with the record. I'm eager to feel like, they're going to get a new start to the season, and that may be a bit dramatic, but now they can go back to Warrior basketball when they were shocking the world or whatnot. No Jaylen Brown. I like Tatum. We talked to Scalabrine today on Steiny and Guru. I don't know if you heard, but he doesn't even know what to make of the Celtics. I'm taking the Warriors to show up big. I'm taking the Warriors to cover in Boston, Dibs.
Yeah, -3 is where the number is currently sitting in 214. on the over-under. And that's an interesting one for me because I think the Warriors have been such a solid defensive team that the under feels like the play to me, but I really think the strong play is the Golden State Warriors. So I'm going to ride with you, Goo. I'm going to take the Warriors and give the 3 at Boston, in a game before they go to Toronto to wrap up this road trip. The only thing that makes me worried is the possibility that you might get some load management. I think Steph will play.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
But Draymond's a guy who you might see him come up with knee soreness or a back issue. So that's the only thing that scares me about the Warriors giving the 3 tomorrow.
Let me ask you this, Dibs, about that, and that's a great point. Honestly, I didn't recognize the Warriors that much against Indy and New York. I think, and the Warriors have created this. I thought they would go in and win by 15 or 20 going away. What did you make of those 2 games following a loss in Philly, which they were up 13 and kind of collapsed in the fourth quarter? I didn't like it, but that's why I think we see a bounce back tomorrow in Boston.
It should be a bounce back, and it's such a long season that the emotions of the Curry record pursuit I think they were a lot. They were a lot more than what we give them credit for. They had to really, fight through all the distractions, and it kind of made them play differently. It had them playing out of character. So now that the record is behind them, I think, and Andrew Verducci with a good point. He's calling a double-digit win. The young guys are hungry, and the stress is gone. Barring any load management, I do like giving the 3 points and taking the Warriors.
Yeah, I'm excited. Early game. Dibs, I know we're on the West Coast, the left coast, so 6:45, 7 starts and everything. I like the early we get off, and you got a game in about an hour. So I heard you cooking your wifey dinner. I heard that, so that was cool as you watch. But I like the East Coast trips.
Yeah, chopping veggies and getting them roasted in the oven and then being able to pop back. And thank God Steph knocked that out early so I could kind of, put the game on the back burner and continue my duties.
Yeah, and that's what he did. He went hunting early, and it was a beautiful thing.
This is Liquidate All Assets, brought to you by Livermore Casino, the Tri-Valley's place to play. Game day specials Sunday, 10 to 8 p.m. And Monday and Thursday, by the way, tonight from 5 to 9, get a hot dog for $2.50, chili dog for just an extra $1, domestic draft beers for $2.50, imports and well cocktails only $4 at Livermore Casino, First Street in downtown Livermore. Well, we mentioned Steph, Goo. Let's talk about the NBA MVP, where Steph is the favorite, plus 140, which means you bet 100 to get 140 if Steph Curry wins the MVP. Couple of interesting prices below him. Kevin Durant, 3.5 to 1. Giannis Antetokounmpo, 6.5 to 1. What do you think about the MVP race? Is it already over?
You know what? I thought it was already over, and that was me being overzealous with Steph Curry and this Warrior start. But, to put the rat on the table, for his standards, there's a bit of a, going the other way. Not a slump, Dibs, but, peculiar. And Kevin Durant, leading the league in scoring. Brooklyn still the number 1 seed in the East. Giannis, I don't know what it is. No disrespect. I know he went to the finals, Dibs, but it's been kind of quiet on the set. I like Steph Curry, and you're telling me I'm getting plus at that price. So I would lay it on the chef, especially now that he's got the monkey off his back. I expect an explosion and that 3-point percentage to get back up over 40%.
Yeah, only plus 140, so not a great price right now. And the thought maybe being that as Clay comes back, maybe the scoring average goes down.
Yeah.
If the Warriors do end the regular season, though, with the best record, you got to figure he gets his third MVP award.
And you think about, I won't call it a debacle last year, how they finished. They didn't even, they got the play-in game, but he was third candidate in MVP. Just think about that, 32 points a game. But, man, if this Warrior team is 1, 2, or 3, and the narrative, I like what you're saying. I really think Steph has a chance.
Yeah, that was just the big knock on him last year. He had such a good individual year, but they were very mediocre as a team. That kind of hurt him. The only other odds that are close to being near the favorite, Nikola Jokic, 11 to 1, Luka Doncic, 30 to 1, as is Joel Embiid, LeBron James, 50 to 1. So really, the odds makers are saying Steph or KD, Giannis and Jokic, kind of the outsiders.
Yeah, and that's how I feel. And, Jokic, he's missed a game here or there, and I know what happens. And and the other top three candidates may too. But right now, I like that, Dibs. I really do believe it's between Durant and Steph Curry. But I am intrigued about the, inception or infusion of Klay Thompson. Not that it will hurt, but how this offense, not just Steph, the guys, how they work him back in. Will there be, you take 2 steps back to take 4 forward, that type of thing?
Yeah, and that's what we see a lot of times with an 82-game year. It's a very, very long journey, no matter who gets it done. It's Liquidate All Assets with Guru and Dibs. Coming up momentarily, we'll look at some NFL MVP odds, Offensive Player of the Year odds, and of course, we'll pick the Week 15 games. A couple of Saturday day games, Goo. You got to love when the NFL goes to Saturday.
I love it, but what I hate is one of the teams has almost 20 guys out. Like, how? And I understand the color of money. What's my guy's name? Newman. Paul Newman. But Dibs, at what point do you say, can we just postpone the game? But like you said, how many days are you going to do it? But Cleveland's hurting, and the Raiders are only 3.5-point favorites, and they still have their playoff lives in the balance. I know they got an interim coach, the Raiders. If they can't beat Nick Mullins, who will now be the quarterback Saturday, if he makes it to then and doesn't get COVID, how can you not take the Raiders, Dibs? I'm going heavy on this one.
Well, you kind of blew the tease because I do know. Now that we're here, let's talk about it. And yes, I am the Bay 2900 saying the nation needs this W.
Oh, no doubt.
I am with the nation, and I am laying the 3.5 with the Raiders. By the way, the over-under 37 in this game. Maybe it's because of the weather. It's going to be a little bit chilly with some bad weather, and ultimately, maybe that's a reason why Cleveland has a chance to hang in this one. If it's a game where no quarterback can really thrive, then if Cleveland can keep it close, they might be able to steal it. But I'm going with the Raiders, and I'm going to give the 3.5 on the road at Cleveland.
I'll say this, Dibs. I honestly believe the Raiders did a no-show against the Chiefs, but actually the second time. But if you go up here on national TV and can't beat what's left of the Browns, this will be the epitome of a bad loss, and I'll be out on the nation. And I hate to do that. If you can't get this one, Dibs, with your quarterback and you're rather healthy, I'm out.
So you're on Vegas as well?
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
Okay, so we're aligned. I'll tell you what, I'm going to give you Vegas minus the 3.5. I'm going to take the over 37. I just can't believe that the number is that low. I can't believe the weather is going to be so bad that one team can't get to 21. So I'm going to leave you the Raiders, your beloved Las Vegas Raiders, and I'm going to pivot and take the Browns and the Raiders going over 37.
I ain't mad at you. I love it.
Let's do the other Saturday game while you've blown through the tees, which I can appreciate. The Patriots at the Colts. Goo. Indy given 2.5.
Indy's got a good team. I do question Carson Wentz at times. New England, number 1 seed, been phenomenal. But your boy Mac Jones hasn't actually been Dan Marino, and that's not a bad thing, throwing the ball down the field. I'm taking under 46, Dibs. I think we don't see a lot of points, and the Colts got a stingy defense, so they could give the rookie problems. I'm going under 46, and I'm tingling because I feel good about it.
I love it. I'm starting to tingle myself. Goo going under the 46. This is an interesting one because the Colts are given 2.5, and they're at home. Home teams get a 3-point nudge on the line, which means the odds makers think this game is an even Steven straight up game on a neutral field. And the Patriots have been so hot. They've been so good on the road. The greatest coach of all time, an unbeaten road record, and I get points. I think I just talked my way right into New England plus the 2.5.
You know what, Dibs? And I'm going to give you credit. I'm going to call you a Jedi Knight because the weather won't be a problem. They'll be in the dome. And I just thought about it like, okay, but from that vantage point, you could very well, I could see New England winning this game.
Well, we'll see. That'll be coming up on Saturday. Now we turn our attention to Sunday we'll go to the night game first.
I'm going to give you a 3.
Dry lips cost me there. I give myself a 2 at best. The Saints at Tampa Bay. Tampa is giving 11 goo on Sunday Night Football.
And I'll say this, it's going to be a massacre. And I'm going James Brown, the big payback. Remember, the Saints hosted Tom Brady and beat him. You know, that was earlier this year. And now you look at Taysom Hill and what's left of the carcass at quarterback for the Saints. Tom Brady could be our MVP again, Dibs. I think they're going to just smash what's left of New Orleans. And shout out to Sean Payton. I don't know why Mr. James is playing him in the movie, but I'll leave that for another day. I'm taking the Patriots to win this one by 2 touchdowns.
Wow, minus 11. I'm going to play the total here, thinking kind of what you're thinking, but also that the Saints should be able to at least get something in this game. I'm going to go over 46.5, thinking that, yeah, I almost said the Patriots. The Buccaneers offense is starting to really hum late in the year. I think the Buccaneers are good for 30 to 35. Can New Orleans get me 2 touchdowns in a 35-14 kind of a loss? I hope so. I'm going over 46.5.
I like it. And yeah, you know what? New England may get that themselves. We'll watch it. I love it.
Monday Night Football, before we get to the Niner game, Minnesota is at Chicago. Big game for the Vikings as they play for their playoff lives, and Chicago trying to figure out who they are. Minnesota favored by 5.5.
I'll say this, and I'm going to let everybody in the playoffs, guy, but I just do not like the 7th seed in the NFL. And with that, Minnesota is really alive, and they kind of control their destiny. I was shocked that the Bears went to Lambeau and put up 24 first-half points. But with that said, Dibs, minus 4.5, I'm taking Minnesota and Zimmer. They need it, and I think they get it done at Soldier Field.
I'll give you a 3, and the spread is 5.5, actually. 5.5.
Oh, I had it at 4.5. Okay. I'm still taking it. I think they win by 6.
I love it because I'm on the other side. It's a head-to-head matchup here on Liquidate All Assets, brought to you by Livermore Casino. Chicago is a team that is playing for its coach's life, and they're playing for an identity. 5.5 points at home, and the forecast is for lake effect wind, 34 degrees. It's a night game. Minnesota does not play very well outdoors traditionally. They're 2-5 on the road. Give me Chi-Town, and at worst, a loss by a field goal.
Oh, I love it, Dibs. I can't wait to watch this one. You like that? Hopefully I'll be saying that after it's over.
Ooh-wee!
Yeah, there you go.
I love it. I love it. It's Liquidate All Assets with Guru and Dibs here. And you catch Guru noon to 3 with Matt Steinmetz. Catch me 9 to noon with Mark Willard. And it's brought to you by Livermore Casino, the Tri-Valley's place to play. The only poker destination in the Tri-Valley, offering blackjack, 3-card poker, baccarat with no player collection in downtown Livermore on First Street, 3571 First Street. Come on in today in downtown Livermore. Goo, well, the big one, the Niners taking on the Atlanta Falcons. San Francisco, a gaudy 9.5-point favorite. Who do you like?
I want to call this a trap game. It's
a trap.
And I remember the Steiny guarantee 2 years ago, and Atlanta won on the last play of the game. But with that said, I know the Niners have issues in the secondary, and Matt Ryan's going to try to exploit that. I think this will be a Jacksonville type of game for the Niners, and it'll be their second blowout on the season. I'm taking the Niners to cover the 9, Dibs. I think this gets ugly, and if it doesn't, I got to be honest, I'm going to go Faith Evans. I'm going to lose all faith in Kyle Shanahan and this team moving forward if they can't handle Atlanta.
Yeah, I got it at 9.5, but I'm riding with you, Goo. I think that the 49ers should be able to smash Atlanta. Atlanta's coming in with major COVID issues, and, you know, as much as they're playing for their season, this Niner team should be humming, and Atlanta doesn't have the capability to take advantage of the Niners' big weakness, which is in the secondary. They don't have the weapons. I like the Niners being able to possess the ball and pound the rock and win this one by double digits.
Yeah, and not to mention Atlanta, Matt Ryan has nothing to protect him. That O-line is porous. So you could see Bosa and DJ Jones and the rest of the Armstead eat.
Yeah, and Verducci agrees, and Felipe Martinez giving you love for your Faith Evans. I gave you a 3.
Oh, I appreciate it.
That's really, yeah, thank you, Felipe. It's a really strong reference. Liquidate all assets, Guru and Dibs. Let's talk Thursday night college basketball, Goo, as we look at the action tonight. I know you've got a pick and I've got a pair.
Let me hear yours first, Dibs, because I think we may be on the same game.
No, we're on different games, I think. And my first one is going to be not going against Primetime himself, but the school where Primetime coaches, Jackson State. I think that they've really struggled this year. If you look at the results that they've had, they are 6-4. They've done actually Drake is 6-4. Jackson State is 2-8. They've played every game on the road. Drake is at home. I'm taking Drake. The Bulldogs laying 16.5 to Jackson State.
I like that one, Dibs. Wow. And what time does that kick off?
That one should be tipping off here, I believe, at the top of the hour. No, 5 o'clock our time. Drake minus 16.5 hosting Jackson State.
So both of us going with the flat tire, the blowout, because I got Duke hosting Appalachian State, and it's minus 21.5. But I just really believe that the Blue Devils are going to handle business, and they can win by, one of these games, 35-40, Dibs. So I like Duke minus 21.5.
The Dukies, baby, as you say. And I believe it's at 22.5. And I hate to always correct your numbers, but, as we sit here and, 22.5 confirmed.
Wow, what up?
Yeah, it goes up. The favorites especially, and this is a little public service announcement for you bettors out there. You want to get the chalk early because as people rush last minute, more money comes in on these heavy favorites and the number goes up.
Yeah, so I did my, I was in the lab early, but I still could lose. But a lot of people feeling the same way I do, and that's why that number has risen to 22. Wow.
Absolutely. My second pick is a late one. It's a 7 o'clock tip down at Maples Pavilion. We're going to take Stanford minus 14 against Dartmouth. It's the all brainiac game, when brains meet other brains down on the farm. We're going to go with the home team. Dartmouth is traveling cross country to take on Stanford. And this Stanford team is better than many people think that they are. So I'm going to lay the 14 with the Cardinal over Dartmouth.
And you know what? I'm going to follow you. I like Stanford. Let's see what happens. Hopefully they'll have a better, more successful season than the football team, Dibs.
I love it. It's a quick follow me pick here on Liquidate All Assets. We do that sometimes, and hopefully we can come through and win together, Goo, on this one. Hey, let's talk real quick, and I want to get your thoughts on NFL offensive MVP before I give you some Premier League picks on the way out. Tom Brady minus 150 for MVP. You got to lay 150 to win 100. Is it too late for anyone to beat the GOAT?
No, there's no doubt. And you guys can disagree with me, but I really believe the narrative with his age and the fact that he's still doing it, 4 or 5 touchdowns week in, week out. We gaga and goo-goo over Steph Curry. I know I do, and rightfully so. But he's like a young pup compared to Brady. And Brady's playing a more violent sport. Dibs, he could be in a Niner uniform. I'll leave that for another day. But this guy's going to get another MVP. And do I dare say another shot at a ring? I'm waiting on the movie. I mean, I really am impressed. I thought this dude had spaghetti arm his last game and his pick 6 in the playoffs at home, Foxborough against Tennessee. To watch what he's doing with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, he's getting MVP. He may already have it sold up. What about that?
I think you may be right, barring an absolute,
Yeah, I don't want to jinx him. Okay.
Yeah, and you would have to have a team surpass them in the standings, and you'd have to find it'd have to be the Chiefs who win out and Patrick Mahomes, or it would have to be something equally dramatic in order for him to get it. Let's talk quickly about Rookie of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year. And you look at the odds, Mac Jones minus 450. Jamar Chase is plus 340. The only candidate, is it possible that Jamar Chase catches Mac Jones?
There's no way. And I'll go CNN, it's politics. The most important and most adorable position on the football field is the quarterback. and Mac Jones, you're telling me the rookie that could have been here in San Francisco is going to New England after Scam Newton a year after that tragedy at quarterback, and they're the #1 seed. Go ahead and lock this up. Mac Jones gets rid of the ball. Dibs, I believe he knows what he's doing. He's reading the defense is quick. It's coming out fast. There's no way he loses his. I would put my chicken on him to win this award.
Okay, and I think it would have been smart to make this bet about 8 weeks ago, but
Right.
because now minus 450, it's almost not worth it. The only way he loses it is if he gets hurt and Jamar Chase goes crazy, but minus 450, not a really worthwhile price.
No doubt. I love it. And I got to be honest, Dibs, I don't know how well you thought he was going to fare. And again, I know he's not Dan Marino, but if you're a Patriots fan, you got to be excited, not just for this year, the fact that him and the coach are meshing together. And when he gets more weaponry around him, he's going to be that guy we saw at Bama.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think he's shown that he's a very serviceable quarterback as well. Well, Goo, let me give you some soccer picks on our way out the door. And by the way, the English Premier League has had multiple cancellations because of COVID-19. Wow. So we normally have a full slate of games this weekend, but we only have 5 games on the board because so many teams are testing positive.
Again, I don't want to push I'm telling the truth, Dibs, is I take for granted these NFL playoffs. Could you imagine a scenario to where we just assume it's, we're all excited and something is affected? I can't wait to see, and I hope we don't find out what the league would dare do. But if the show goes on and let's just say the Niners are without some important pieces, could you imagine that will tarnish and taint just the viewing experience? We want everybody healthy, but that bothers me.
It absolutely bothers me as well. And, we're in a spot where the NBA's Christmas Day slate might be in a little bit of jeopardy. You got the Kings with all kinds of issues and multiple teams. The Bulls had to cancel games. So the NBA, with all of its cross-country travel, not out of the woods just yet.
And again, I'll leave you with this, Dibs, and you tell me what you think, because I just got a part of you and Willard today. The vaccination rate, unlike a year ago, I know I would think this would go the other way, but it's not. And I know you're not Fauci or a scientist, but it's just, the winter's here and I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, cases go up. There's a new variant, the Omicron variant, and people have gotten really relaxed about wearing masks. Not so much in California, but if you look where the spikes are, where the breakout cases are, it's in areas where not as many people are using masks. And well, honestly, Goo, and knock on wood, I haven't had the flu or a cold in 2 years. It's because I wear a mask. So I'm going to wear a mask forever in crowded areas because masks work. Put the vaccine aside. Whatever you think about that is what you think about that. I believe in the vaccine. Some people don't. Fine. Masks work. They help. If you sneeze on Bart and I have a mask on, I'm less likely to catch it than somebody who doesn't have a mask.
Oh, man, you're preaching. Yeah. You're preaching. And you're talking to a guy that just 2 weeks ago wasn't COVID, Dibs, but your boy was down. I don't know what I had. It was something. Thank God it wasn't COVID, but I'm a mask up too. And all the people listening, they should as well.
Yeah, on Bart, every day I got my mask. Everyone has their mask on Bart, which is great. Let me give you 2 soccer picks, Goob, before we dip. And, again, it's a short slate. We're going to go Liverpool -1. It's a Sunday morning game against Tottenham. It's a big rivalry. Liverpool against Tottenham Hotspur. Liverpool today delivered my over. They won 3-1. They have not been hit by COVID, and they are rolling. Take Liverpool -1.
Love it.
It's +104, meaning, if they win 2-1, it's a push, but I have a feeling this will be a 2-0 kind of ball game. The other pick, Arsenal -0.5 goal. Arsenal, a team playing much better this year than they normally do, and it's a -109. They just have to win by a goal. You lose on a draw. Arsenal against Leeds United at Leeds. Arsenal -0.5.
Last question before we wrap, Dibs. What time is this game?
The Arsenal game will be 9:30 Saturday morning.
Love it.
Liverpool is 8:30 Sunday morning,
Okay.
right before the NFL slate. And remember,
Love it.
Goo, starting tomorrow, the Bowl extravaganza gets underway. Guru versus Dibs, Dibs versus Guru. The first game up is at, I believe, 9 o'clock.
So
Toledo,
we'll be in studio watching. Yeah.
we got 2 games tomorrow. Neither one's a head-to-head. Toledo, you're on Middle Tennessee State plus 10.
I got it right here too. Yeah.
I'm on the over. So let the games begin, my
And
brother.
producer E, he also added to the doc his picks too, so we could do, what we got, and then ours. I love it.
I don't see him on here, E.
Unless, yeah, he said he was going to do it. Maybe I misheard.
No, he said he was going to do it.
Okay, right. Sorry,
yeah,
he's been busy.
He has been. Clock's ticking, E-Dog. You got less than a full day. Thank
I'll
you.
see you tomorrow, Dibs.
I appreciate the love, Woodsack. Yeah, it all starts tomorrow, Goo. I'll talk to you.
All right, baby.